The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. I want to just take a few minutes here first off and say thank you to all of you for joining us today. I'm here and we've got Carrie, who's one of the actuaries with Equitable with us on the line today. She's going to be going through Equitable's Teton Series that just rolled out, just started issuing policies on the 1st, so we're pretty excited about it. We've got some bonus products and some non-bonus products we're going to look at, and then she's also going to briefly go over their 4% rate guarantee product as well. So got some good things coming. I'm going to go through the first few slides. I know you guys have all joined webinars before, or a lot of you have, so we'll go through these first slides pretty quickly so we can get into the meat of why we're here. For you who may not know, my name's Laura Johnson. I work here at IMES in the annuity department. And so if you ever need any help with illustrations or need to bounce some ideas off someone, give me a call. I'm happy to help you out. So first thing we're going to talk about is a couple different business builders we've got here at IMES. I'm actually going to go to the second slide first. We'll go back to the last one. But first thing you get if you're not contracted with IMES, or maybe you just recently got contracted with IMES, we've got our new producer bonus. I think this is a great opportunity for IMES to help partner with you on some of your marketing expenses right off the bat. As you can see, we've got 3 different tiers to this program. You can cash out at any point, or you can continue on. First tier is 100,000. You do 100,000 life or annuity or single premium life premium. You can see what you can get there, 750 cash. We could build you a website and pay for it for 2 years, or you can get the latest generation of an iPad if you choose not to cash out there and go on to the next level. You can see there's a lot of great options there. And if you're ambitious and going for that $500,000 level, we'll actually pay for your first seminar as far as the mailing and the coaching with one of our seminar coaches and any appropriate software that goes with their coaching program. So there's also a cash option and a marketing reimbursement option at the $500,000 level as well. So if you have any questions where you stand, or if you qualified for it during your first 6 months, give the accounting department a call or give your marketer a call. We could be happy to answer that for you. After you're done with your new producer bonus, we actually just all the premium you write will continue to earn marketing dollars. So we do have a marketing reimbursement program. Oh, one thing I didn't mention on the new producer bonus, that controlled business does not count for that. So just keep that in mind. Marketing reimbursement, though, for after you're done with your new producer bonus, every 100,000 of annuity production you write is going to get $100 of marketing dollars. If you do 100,000 of single premium life, we'll give you $200 of marketing reimbursement, and for every 10,000 of life target premium, that's $200. So great way to earn marketing dollars. There's not really a limit as to what that can be used for. If it's something that's going to help you grow your business, we want to allow you to do that. So don't see Steve or Charlie turn down many requests for marketing reimbursement, or I don't think I've ever seen one turned down. We've also got a referred producer program. As you know, in your business, referrals are very important for you all growing your business, and same for us. To grow our business, we depend on referrals from our agents as well. So not always do people want to necessarily build an agency or take on the responsibility of other agents. So what we've done is build a referred producer program. So if you refer an agent to IMES, you're happy with the service you're getting, $50 when they get appointed, $100 when they write their first piece of business, and then you're forever going to earn 20 basis points on all their business. These checks are paid out quarterly. It's just a great way for us to say thank you for the referral. This isn't coming out of your commission. This isn't coming out of their commission. It's coming out of the pocket of IMES. So great way to earn some extra dollars. And like I said, those are paid quarterly. So if you have referred someone to IMES, want to make sure you're set up as the referral or referee, give one of the ladies in the contracting or anyone here in the admin team can make sure that's done for you. Here at IMES, if you ask Steve and Charlie what the #1 goal, we're not out to be the biggest company, FMO out in the industry. We're trying to be #1 in service. We really try and help you from A to Z, from doing your illustrations to making sure you've got any case design risk assessments we've got to do when you writing a piece of business, making sure we have all trainings compliant, double checking all that contracting stuff. When you write a piece of business, you send it through our office. Amber and Cindy and their teams on the life and the annuity side are going to scrub those applications for you and then follow up on them every 3 to 5 days to make sure that everything's being processed in a timely fashion. Also, if you haven't called IMES before, or maybe not, or a couple times, you'll realize that every time you call, someone does pick up the phone. That's something that's never going to change here at IMES. It's something that if you ask our top 25 agent what the number one thing they like about IMES is, it's that we pick up the phone every time. They're never going through a voicemail. They're never having to talk to an automated service. You're getting straight to someone every time you call. So if anytime you want to leave a message for someone and ask for a voicemail, we're going to take a hand message, email it out to that person. They'll call you back right away. So really just trying to make sure that you have the answers you need, get you what you need exactly at the time you need it. One other thing I will mention is we do have a paperless contracting system. So I will say it works for about 95% of our carriers. Where you can complete the contracting packet, we've got it in our paperless system. Anytime you want to add a carrier, take a carrier away, all you got to do is shoot an email, give us a call. There are those select carriers like Equitable that do require us to do an online contracting where you have to actually go out to their website. So there are a few select exceptions, but it really makes it easy to add carriers as you're working on cases and not have to do more paperwork. I think this is one of the most important departments in our office, our creative department. If you haven't talked with Jacob, Sean, or Aaron, they do an amazing job of design work for our agents. Maybe you're new to the business or kind of rebranding or never really had a brand anyway. Give Sean, Aaron a call, Jacob. We're going to start with creating you a logo, helping you get business cards, really creating a name for you, color scheme, whatever. And then all marketing we do going forward is going to have the same color scheme, your same logo. We're going to have those things applied to all marketing so we can help grow your name. So they've seen them do anything to websites, to newsletters. A lot of our guys do seminars, designing the invitations for those, all the way up to digital marketing stuff and social media marketing, email marketing. So some great things that team can do for you. If you have anything you're working on or some ideas you want to bounce off someone, give one of them a call. They'd be happy to answer any questions you have and see what they can do for you. If they don't know how to do it, they're going to figure it out for you, though. If you haven't been out to our website before, it's www.imesinc.com. I go out there every day, do a lot of great things out there. I'm just going to touch on a few that I see as very important. A lot of you out there are doing life insurance. We have a term quoter. If you go under products and click life, scroll down, there's a term quoter there. You can plug in the information, health class, everything. It's going to bring you up from A to Z, every company and what the rates are going to be. So you can tell your client you really did your research. Same thing on the annuity side. We've got a relationship with Annuity Rate Watch, so you have access to Annuity Rate Watch through our website as well. I use it all the time. If you're calling me asking me who has the best income at age 67 and your client's 65, first thing I'm doing is going out to Annuity Rate Watch to make sure that we're getting you what you need. You can find forums out there. You can find our annuity grid, with all the current annuity rates. And then probably one of the places I go the most is our sales resource library. If you go under the support tab, you can find the sales resource library out there. This is full of marketing materials and materials for you agents. It's got all the fact finders you could ever imagine. Had a guy working on a big estate case recently and wanted more fact finder geared toward that. Was able to get him out a very comprehensive one. I use it for financial calculators all the time. There's even client presentations out there. Maybe your client goes, hey, I want information on what is a fixed index annuity? Well, you can go out there and there's actually probably a 10-page document telling you all the information they need to know about a fixed index annuity. So some really great resources. If you've never been out there, go out and check it out. If you need help walking through it, give your marketer at IMES a call. We're all out there all day, so happy to walk you through it. A couple years ago when the DOL was looming over our head, Steve and Charlie decided that it was time to join the security world. So we do have an RIA in this office, been in business for just about 2 years now. And so Charles Jr., Mike Hansen, Joan run that department. A few things. I'm going to make this pretty quick. I'm going to throw up a poll question too. And when I do throw these poll questions up, make sure you answer them right away. That'll speed up us getting to the rest of the webinar. But one thing I'm going to mention on this is if you're someone who's in the financial industry, as we know, the DOL kind of got laid to rest, but SEC is working on their own rendition of it. And this is something that's not going to go away. They're really trying to lump fixed index annuities into the security platform or the security world, making you be a fiduciary. So Couple things with IMS Wealth Management. If you have a 65 or you're a CFP, you can get registered with them. One other thing I will mention, if you're currently studying for maybe taking your 65, or maybe you have no interest whatsoever in getting your securities license, depending on the state you're in, we have a soliciting agreement that we can actually get in place with you, where if you refer clients over to us, we'll take care of them. We know you know where the assets are. You're still in control, knowing that your client's not running to another financial advisor. But then depending on the state, we may be able to pay you a portion of that fee as well. So good way for you to kind of build up some assets under management as you're studying. I'm going to throw the first poll question up. If you want a little information on IMS Wealth Management or the soliciting program, go ahead and answer yes. We'll get you a call. But with that soliciting thing, if we do referring clients and then you do pass your exam, we will transfer all those clients right over to you as soon as you complete your exam and get registered. So great way to kind of build that up. I see agents all the time go into houses and maybe there's 500,000 and maybe the annuity company is only going to take 300,000 of it. What are you going to be doing with that other 200,000? You're going to let some other agent come in and sweep it up? You know, having your securities license keeps you in control of all their assets. So I think it's a really valuable piece. I think that our market, our industry, whether we like it or not, is going to be headed there. Might be a year, might be 5 years, but it's going that direction. So just getting ahead of the curveball. Just one or two more slides. This is another great opportunity that IMS does. We're one of the few FMOs that does this on a regular basis. We do this 4 times a year. Bring in 30 to 40 of our not top agents, 40 or 30 to 40 of our producing agents to a 2.5 day training. We pay for all your flights. We pay for your meals. We pay for your hotel. What this is this is geared for the agent who is active in the life and the annuity market looking to grow the business. This isn't the best fit for someone who maybe is new to the business or have never done annuities or never done life insurance. It's going to be more advanced sales kind of opportunities, giving you some turnkey seminar systems. We're going to look at, we actually bring in 4 of our top producers, and they're going to actually share their marketing strategies, what they did from writing maybe $500,000 a year to writing $7 million a year. They're going to share their exact seminar system with you. They're going to share exactly what niche products they have used, some different sales strategies, things like that. It's a really great investment of your time. There's not very much product information. There's not going to be much, what's an annuity? How does an annuity work? So again, this is more for the seasoned producer, but just a really great opportunity to not only get great information and great ideas, but also sitting with 40 other producing agents who are out in the field doing the same thing you're doing every day. It's a great opportunity. So with that, I'm going to throw up the second poll question. If you are interested in coming to one of our life and annuity academies, go ahead and answer yes to this. That will just generate an email out to you with a registration link. If you do complete the registration link, I will tell you that does not mean you're officially been invited. We do require, this next one is going to be up at Athene's home office in September. Looks like it's going to be the 18th through the 20th. We do require that you are contracted with Athene through our office. And Athene does have a little bit of a say-so on who comes in. So if you've written business with Athene, you're going to be moved to the top of the list. So if you got any cases you're working on that Athene might be a good fit for, and you're looking at coming to the academy, give your marketer a call. We'd love to get you out some quotes. So looks like waiting on a few more people to answer yes or no. If we can get that answered so we can move on, that'd be great. Got one more slide, and then we'll hand it over to Carrie. The last one talks about our top producers escape. Qualification for this started last year in January and runs through June. So we are coming to the end of the qualification period. As you can see on the screen, any combination of that would qualify you and a guest. Our top producers escape do include you and a guest, all expense paid, flights, meals, hotel, spa, golf, entertainment. It's all included. So this is our opportunity to take you and your spouse or your significant other or your best friend, whoever, and just say thank you. Thank you for the relationship with IMS. Thank you for the business you've done, and just really spoil you for a few days. So this trip's going to be in August in Naples, Florida, and then we should be announcing the next destination here in the next couple weeks or in the next month or so, but qualification for the next one will start July 1st. So great opportunity here. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Carrie. Like I said, Carrie is one of the actuaries with Equitable, so no better person to learn about these products from the people who developed them themselves. So with that, Carrie, I appreciate you taking time out of your day. I'm going to hand it over to you, and then when you're done, we've got one last poll question that we'll throw up.
Perfect. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, thank you so much for having us come on this webinar today. We are super excited about the Teton Series, and we're excited to partner with IAMS. It's been a great partnership so far. And as Laura said, I am a credentialed actuary, so feel free to get into the nitty-gritty detailed questions. You can reach out to them, and we can get on the phone if we need to and whatnot. Today, though, we are going to stay at a fairly high level. I will let you guys know how the product is priced a little bit, just to set expectations for renewals and whatnot. But for the most part, we're going to stay at a pretty high level. Hopefully this will be it's a fun product. Hopefully you guys will be excited about it once we're done too. Just to start, just to tell you guys a little bit about us, we may be new to the indexed annuity space, but Equitable is not a new insurance company. We're actually Utah's oldest life insurance company. We've been doing business there since 1935, so over 80 years. One thing I like to point out is Equitable is solely focused on independent agents, you guys. So everything that we're doing it for you. We are not working in the career channel. We're not working in the broker dealer, the bank channel. So every policy that we put in place, every product that we're developing it solely for you guys. And I think that that's an important thing, because a lot of companies, when you're in different channels, you have competing priorities, right? Independent agents and the products that you guys need to sell are our number one focus, our only focus. And what we're trying to do is to be a consistently competitive partner for you guys, so that you guys know our products aren't going to be getting hot and cold. They're going to be consistently competitive, so that you guys can look to us for a consistent solution for your clients. We actually have people in almost every department that come from distribution. I come from distribution, people in sales and marketing and new business and policy service all across the company. So again, you guys are in our minds every time we come up with every policy that we're developing. As a company, we are licensed to do business in 46 states, as well as the District of Columbia. I know the big blue blob over here on the left. We're actively working on the state of California. We're literally having back and forth with them on a regular basis. So we're optimistic that we will be good to go in California by the end of the year. We're also actively working on the state of Minnesota, so that hopefully that will be done by the end of the year as well. New Jersey will be coming a little bit later, but we have our products approved, and we're able to do business in all the rest of the green states. So real quick, before we get into Teton, we'll just spend just a few minutes on Secure Savings, just to make sure you guys are all aware of this product. Secure Savings is our MIGA line, and it has just taken off. Actually, just yesterday, I found out how our sales looked for the first quarter compared to sales of other companies. And Secure Savings 5 was ranked number 4 for the most sales in the MIGA independent agent distribution channel. And Equitable, with all of our MIGAs all combined, we were ranked as the 4th company in that space as well. So this is one of the top products in the industry, and we're very excited about the success. But we're also excited is how it can work with laddering with Teton. It's a good solution in conjunction with the Teton line as well. So just real high level, Secure Savings can be written from age 18 up to age 90. The Elite Series, which we'll look at the difference here in a minute, can be written up to age 85. We can get the minimum premiums $10,000, and they can be written up to $500,000 without home office approval. We are open for business, though. We do definitely accept larger cases, so send those larger cases our way. And for the month, all the way through the month of June, these are our current rates. I think we're the only company that has 2-year products. And I think this is an interesting spot to be in. We've seen a lot of money that normally would go to CDs and banks come over to these 2-year products because they are so short. So our 2-year rate is $285. This is our flagship. Our Secure Savings 5 rate is 4% guaranteed for all 5 years. One of the things I love to point out, these rates were actually set last July 15th of 2018. We have held these rates constant for almost an entire year. I don't know if there's another insurance company that can say that. It's one thing to hold uncompetitive rates consistent for a year, but these have been some of the industry leading rates. And again, we are a player for the long term. We are not coming in and coming out, right? So you can see that with how long we've been holding these rates. For the secure savings line, all the liquidity is automatically built in. You automatically can do RMDs starting in the first year, interest-only withdrawals starting in the first year, or 5% of account value withdrawals starting in the second year. And the death benefit is full account value. The sister series is the Elite series. With this line, we pulled out liquidity, we pulled out full account value at death. We said, you know what, if someone doesn't need that, if they really are all about their interest, their accumulation growth, how high could we get those credited rates? And look at this, you guys, on the 2-year, when we pulled out liquidity and full account value at death, we got our 2-year rate, itty bitty short 2-year rate, all the way up to 3.2%. And then if someone does need RMDs, they just take a rate reduction of essentially 10 basis points and they can get the RMDs. The Elite line is more of the Dell computer build your own, right? So if you don't need to take out withdrawals, don't pay for withdrawals and get the biggest rate that you can possibly get. So we actually, most of our 2-year sales actually go into the Elite series. It seems like a lot of clients can kind of say, okay, I can let my money sit for a couple years. One thing I do want to point out though, if you can purchase none of these liquidity riders, one or all 3. You guys, if you purchase all 3, you don't take out the greater of those withdrawals. You actually get to take out 3 withdrawals each year. You can take out an RMD withdrawal. You can take out an interest-only withdrawal. You can take out a 5% of account value withdrawal, okay? And all of a sudden, our itty-bitty 2-year MYGA becomes one of the most liquid products in the industry. One trade-off on the Elite line, though, is this product line is cash surrender value at death. For Secure Savings 5 Elite, we did the same thing. We kind of pulled out liquidity and juiced our rate up. This one, we didn't get as much of an enhancement. The rate is 4.1%. Because there isn't a huge difference between the Secure Savings 5 and Secure Savings Elite 5, we aren't offering the liquidity riders on this one. If someone does need liquidity, then we say go ahead and do the Secure Savings 5 because you get the liquidity as well as full account value at death for only 10 basis points less in the rate. So I know I threw in a lot right there. That's our overview of Secure Savings. Definitely give Laura's team a call with any questions. But again, it's a very strong MYGA line with flexibility as far as your choices goes. It's also approved in all of the states that we do business in. So all 4 of those products are approved in all of the green states. And then we have 8 states, the blue states, that only have Secure Savings 2 and Secure Savings 5. And at this point, they do not have the Elite states or the Elite line there. So with that, we will transition to Teton. So for those of you that are not familiar with the Tetons, they are a mountain range in the state of Wyoming. It's a beautiful mountain range, but one of the things that stuck out to us about it is that it is a young mountain range that is still growing. So as we were trying to think about, okay, our first indexed annuity from Equitable is going to be an accumulation-focused product, we thought that tying it to the name of the Tetons, the mountain range that's still growing, made a whole lot of sense. So that's where the name Teton comes from. At the end of the day, when we went down this product development path, we knew, what we want is for this product line to kind of feel like we're going back to the basics, to be a breath of fresh air a little bit. 10 to 12 years ago, we didn't have income riders, and the main value proposition of indexed annuities was that we could get a decent rate of return, and the worst case would be a 0. What that meant is, as you guys met with your policy, with your clients every year, you never, ever had to talk about going backwards, right? Unless they took money out. They took out a withdrawal. Well, with the introduction of income riders, we got these great new benefits that are fantastic, but we also got fees. And so what that's meant is sometimes if we get a 0 for indexing performance, we actually have account values go backwards to pay for those fees, to pay for those income riders. We wanted to kind of get away from all of that for this particular product and really just come out with a clean, kick-butt accumulation product. We didn't want a bunch of distractions with complicated indexes, complicated crediting strategies. We just wanted to be singularly focused on industry-leading performance. The other thing, just like we've been so consistent on the MYGA side, we want to bring that consistency over to the indexed annuity side as well, so that we know for a lot of you guys, we are new. Even though we're not a new company, we are new to the indexed annuity space. And what we really want to show you guys is we are going to do what we say that we're going to do. And that will come into play as we talk about renewals here in a couple minutes. So with Teton, we really have one big product line, but you actually get 2 series of products. You get the Teton Series, which has a 7-year, a 10-year, and a 14-year. This is our industry-leading accumulation product. Best caps, best participation rates you can get. Its sister series is the Teton Bonus Series, the 7-year, the 10-year, and the 14-year as well. The only difference, you guys, between these series is that one is that the Teton Bonus, you get a premium bonus, and because of that premium bonus, the caps are a little bit lower. Commissions are the same. All the rest of the product features are exactly the same. The only trade-off is the bonus and then slightly lower adjustments. But the adjustments are still really good, which we'll look at here shortly. So here's kind of how you get started. So the 7-year products can be written all the way up to age 90. The 10-year products can be written up to age 85, and the 14-year products can be written up to age 80. Minimum premium is $10,000. We will allow additional premiums for the first 12 months. The minimum additional is $2,000, and our maximum total premium is $1 million. Again, we are open for business, so feel free to send those larger cases our way, and we can see what we can do. In fact, we actually have a large case approval form to help with that process as well. For the additional premiums, so this is not initial, the additional premiums that come after the policy is issued, they all get allocated to the fixed account for the remainder of the first policy year. If they purchase the Teton bonus, the full bonus applies to all of those additions. The full commission applies to all of those commissions as well. Once we hit that first policy anniversary, then all of the premiums, the initial premiums, as well as the additionals can all be reallocated to the index, whatever crediting strategies the client wants to do. All right, let's move on to accumulation, the main part of the story here. So at this point in time, we are solely focused on the S&P 500. We have a couple reasons for doing that. I'll get into some later. One of the main reasons is, again, we're just trying to be extremely transparent with this product. And part of that is what index do we tie it to? And the S&P is such a transparent, consistent, has such a long history that we thought, you know what, if we can do fantastic accumulation on the S&P, let's do it. We don't need to take away, we don't need to distract by doing some of these other indexes that are newer and a little bit untested. So we're doing the S&P. We actually have a piece out on our portal that is how your annuity will grow. And it talks about the strength of the S&P. It talks about its actual history dating back to 1957 and how I think like $8 trillion, $9 trillion are benchmarked to the S&P because it really is the benchmark of the U.S. equity market. And we know that when people say the market went up, the market went down, typically they're talking about the S&P 500, even if they don't say its name. So I encourage you to look at that piece. It certainly is something that can be shown to a client that explains why we did the S&P 500, and it also explains how each of our 6 index crediting strategies work as well. We have 6 strategies as well as the fixed account. We intentionally picked each of these strategies because they actually operate a little bit different between each other with respect to option pricing. And one of the things we want is every month when we announce our new rates for the month, we always want to have some fantastic crediting strategies for you guys to choose from, but we also want that for our renewal rates as well. And so by having some diversification with respect to our crediting strategies, it sets you guys up to always have something to talk about for new cases, but also to always have something good to talk about at all of those annual reviews with your clients. So we'll look at those in a minute. All of our crediting strategies are 1 year. Again, you guys, Teton is just so clean. We're not playing any games. We're not making anybody wait 2 or 3 years to get an interest credit. 1 year, no fees, no indexing fees, nothing like that as well. So here are our rates. These rates are good. They were announced May 15th. They are good all the way through the month of June. I always like starting with the 7. So these are all Teton rates. So this is our kick butt accumulation. I always like starting with the 7-year because everything else gets even better, and the 7-year looks great and they all get better. So look at this, you guys. Let's say you don't want to worry about indexing. You can get a great 3 1/4 rate on a 7-year product right here. And then we have an annual point-to-point cap of 6 1/4. Look at that. 7-year product has a 50% annual point-to-point participation rate. I'm also super excited. We got our monthly caps up above 2%. Option pricing has been really tight on the monthly cap lately. So I was excited about that. And then we have 3 different monthly average crediting strategies. We have monthly average with a cap of $7.75, or you could allocate to the monthly average participation rate of 80, or to the monthly average with a itty bitty spread of $1.25. Again, these are all unique crediting strategies. You can allocate to as few or as many. One thing I want to point out, we will never have more than 1 adjustment apply to any crediting strategy. You won't wake up one day and your client has a monthly average with a participation rate and a spread on the same bucket. These are all unique buckets. No more than 1 adjustment will ever apply to any of them. So when we move on from the 7-year up to the 10-year, we now have a fixed rate of 3.5. Look at that, 7% cap, 55% participation rate, 2.5 monthly cap, and the monthly average buckets look fantastic as well. Then the 14-year, you guys were pushing a 4% rate. I can't remember the last time I saw these high of fixed rates on an indexed annuity. So we have great fixed rates, and then the indexing is just even better, 7 1/4 annual point-to-point cap. My personal favorite bucket is the 60% annual point-to-point participation rate. And look at monthly average, 10.5 monthly cap. We got double digit there, 95% monthly average participation rate, and a 50 basis point monthly average spread. So fantastic buckets, lots to choose from. We have some people who like to pick one bucket, some people who like to mix it up. But with these strategies, no matter what happens each year with option pricing, you will have some of these strategies will always shine every single year. So here's Teton bonus. Same strategies. The adjustments are a little bit lower to pay for these bonuses up here. The 7-year product has a 5% premium bonus. The 10-year has a 7%, and the 14-year has a 10% premium bonus. What I love about this product line is that we have bonuses and accumulation. It is not a trade-off. When I look at our competition for Teton bonus, I see a whole lot of trade-offs out there. I see companies with great bonuses, super competitive, higher bonuses than we have. But then I see that their caps are really, really low. We're talking caps that are, 2.5%, 3%. And in addition to that, there's fees coming off of it. With the Teton bonus, you're going to give your client a great bonus that'll help recover surrender charges, that can help recover losses in the market, but it is not at the expense of accumulation. You still get great accumulation paired with that upfront interest credit in the bonus. So, look out here when we go to Teton bonus 14, you guys, we're still talking about a 3% fixed rate. So if you take Teton bonus 14, you get that 10% bonus and you just go on the fixed account, they're getting 13 that first year. Can't complain about that. And look at this, we still have a 50% annual point-to-point participation rate, still great monthly caps and monthly average strategies as well. So again, Teton is going to be our flagship accumulation line. I love Teton. It's the one that I'm buying. But Teton bonus is a great combination of premium bonus and accumulation. So as we've been, starting to educate the market about our product, and one of the questions I've been consistently getting is, how the heck are you guys doing this? You must be coming out with subsidized rates. You must be planning on pulling back. What is it? So we're just going to cut to the chase and get right to it. Nope, we're not doing any of those. Again, we're planning on being a consistently competitive player to you guys, just like we have on Secure Savings. So first of all, what we did to get to these kind of rates is we removed any drag from the product that could possibly pull down our caps, our participation rate. What you haven't heard me say a thing about is income. We haven't talked about income riders. We're not doing an income rider on this. If we came out with an uncompetitive income rider that you didn't care about because it wasn't hitting anybody's grids or anything like that, guess what? It would still have pulled down our caps a little bit to pay for that income guarantee, even if it was an uncompetitive income guarantee. So we said, no, we're not doing it. We are laser focused on accumulation. And every step of the way, anytime we had a decision to make, we would say, is this going to hurt our caps or improve our caps? And if it was going to hurt it, it was a very serious discussion if that product feature was worth it or not. And if it was going to improve our caps, we were very inclined to do so as long as it wouldn't hurt the underlying product, right? One of the other things we did is we're doing 5% free withdrawals, which we'll talk about in 1 second, instead of 10%. That helped improve our caps. The other thing, you guys, we built this from scratch. Like literally, I had to type every letter on our policy form. But by doing that, we didn't have baggage kind of that was already built into this product. We got to really, every single thing we put in this product was to make it a good accumulation product. The other thing we're doing with this, and this is kind of letting you guys in behind the scenes a little bit, is this is a level option budget pricing mentality. What that means is, like for Teton 10, for example, you can think of our fixed rate of 3.5 like our option budget. So if someone allocates to an indexed account, we take the 3.5, we go and we buy an option and we say, okay, Wall Street, what can you give me for 3.5%? And today they're saying we can give you a 7% cap, okay? Next year, after the first anniversary, guess what? We're gonna go out and we're gonna take 3.5 again. And we're gonna say, okay, Wall Street, what are you gonna give me this year? And you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be close to 7. It might be 7.25. It might be 6.75. But every year, even year 10 on Teton 10, year 10 on Teton 14, we are going to spend 3.5%. And so we're going to have caps that are very, very consistent. I can't guarantee you we're going to have a 7% cap every year because I don't know what's all going to go on with volatility and everything that goes into pricing those caps. But what I can tell you is we're going to spend 3.5. So what you won't see is you won't see that you wake up one day and your client has a renewal cap of 4 or 5, okay? Because if they did, what that would mean is we weren't spending 3.5%, and that's something we've committed to do. In fact, a year from now, we'll be publishing our renewal rate so that, again, you guys can see that we are, in fact, doing what we said that we were going to do. A lot of companies have a level option budget for the first few years, and then after that, they start decreasing that option budget. They kind of have a bogey priced in. Again, we're not like that. We don't do that. The third thing is we're focused on the S&P for transparency purposes, but also it has the most efficient option market in the world. So when we take our 3.5%, I get the most bang for my buck by going to the S&P and getting an option on the S&P 500. That's another reason that we're focused on the S&P. There's not big licensing fees. Again, so many people are benchmarking to it. They don't have these big fees to use the S&P 500. And lastly, again, I'll say it one more time, consistency is so important to us. We are a B-rated company. We should be hearing back from AM Best in the next month or so about, hopefully we'll have good news about an upgrade, but we are a B-rated company, you guys. So we know, we own that, you know, and A-rated companies can come out and kind of come out with hot rates and pull back and say, you know what, yeah, we pulled back, but we're an A-rated company, they can fall back on that. We can't do that as a B-rated company, and we know it. We know we need to be consistent, again, and do exactly what we said we were going to do. So that is the plan. So Teton, while, you know, next month the cap might not be 7, it might be a little bit higher, a little bit lower. It's going to be very, very close to what we're looking at today. So moving on, so liquidity, free withdrawals, RMDs are available right away. RMDs from a transferring company can be a little bit tricky because we don't know what the 1231 account value was to process them. So we do prefer those being processed ahead of time, but you know, sometimes that's tricky, and this is an RMD friendly product from the get-go. We also are doing 5% of account value available starting in the second year. In addition to that, we also have a cumulative withdrawal feature up to 30%. So if someone didn't take out their 5% free this year, they can carry that forward to next year and take out 10. If they don't take out their 10, they can carry it forward and take it out the next year and take out 15. And they can keep going all the way up to 30%. So I know from pricing, you know, a lot of people don't use these free withdrawal benefits. And so what we've done here is if you have someone who doesn't use it for a few years and then they have a need, we want to give them that flexibility, you know, where they can take out a bigger withdrawal. For annuitization, the full account value can be annuitized on the 7-year and 10-year products after 5 years, the 14-year products after 10 years. We also have home health care benefits, nursing home benefits, and terminal illness benefits as well. And all of these, no withdrawal charges apply to any of these features. So if someone did purchase the Teton bonus, all of these features and the bonus is included in all of these calculations as well. Wealth transfer, pretty simple on this one. Full account value at death and spousal continuation is available as well. One thing I will throw out there, if someone does pass away in the first year, full account value at death on that first year, bonus is included in that as well. There is a chargeback though. If the spouse does step in, no chargeback. Okay, so just kind of planting that seed there too. One other thing I'll say, and we'll look at this when we look at some of the illustrations and the case studies a little bit, is this is a gigantic accumulation engine, okay? We don't have an enhanced death benefit. We don't have lifetime income benefits on here. We have, you know, kind of the standard withdrawals, but because we have such a strong accumulation engine, what you're going to see in the illustrations is our death benefits are phenomenal. You can take out free withdrawals and show fantastic income solutions using RMDs because of our gigantic accumulation engine that is backing everything up. When you have a good accumulation product, it makes every feature of that product look really, really strong. So look at that here in just a minute. But before that, here's our withdrawal charges. One of the ways that we are getting the best caps we can possibly get is by also having withdrawal charges that start at 12% on the 7 and 10 year and $14.75 on the 14 year. You guys know that there are some states that don't allow us to do that. For example, Texas, Missouri, Ohio, Pennsylvania, they all want surrender charges to start at around 9%. So in those states, our withdrawal charges start at 9.3. Because of those lower withdrawal charges, our caps and participation rates are a little bit lower in those states, and everything else is the same. However, on Teton Bonus 10, the bonus is 5% instead of 7%. For Teton Bonus, same withdrawal charges, but we do have the premium bonus recovery schedule. And this is only it comes into play if someone does something where they get hit with a withdrawal charge. Okay, so this never comes into play at death, free withdrawals, or anything. It's only if someone leaves, really, at the end of the day. So everything else is exactly the same between the two lines. All right, now we get to look at the illustrations, which I'm super excited about. We kind of do things a little bit different at Equitable. So instead of going out and doing licensing illustrations for another company, we built our own, and I love it. I can certainly geek out on illustrations. I'll try to hold myself back a little bit. But I think this is a very intuitive, easy to use illustration system. So we're going to look at some of what we put on here. One of the things we added is, look, we know you guys want to run the best quotes you possibly can. And I know from running illustrations in the past that sometimes I'd have to run like 15 different quotes to figure out which crediting strategy performs the best, right? Well, we just tell you guys. So here's a page. I'm going to blow it up here so everybody can see a little better. But here we're showing you for Teton 14, the last 10 years. Here are the different effective yields for all the different crediting strategies. So no matter what you run, you're going to see this chart so you can see if you want to tweak things. So here, the last 10 years, annual point-to-point with cap would have been 502, effective rate of return. Participation rate would have been at 702, and the rest of them would have been right around 5%. So right there you can see, okay, how do I want to allocate the funds for the purposes of this illustration? We also show you for the worst 10 out of the last 20. So here, the different strategies would have been, somewhere north of 3 typically. And then for the best 10 out of the last 20 years, how they would have performed. And look at this, we would have had 3 different crediting strategies that would have been over 8%. What I always like to remind everybody is, remember, we're an indexed annuity. We're not trying to beat the S&P 500, okay? But the S&P 500, if you look back at average rates of return since 1950, its average is 8.5 or 9%. Holy cow, guys, with an indexed annuity, we're providing a ton of that upside potential of the S&P. And remember, we're not talking about low volatility crediting strategies. We're not talking about 2-year, 3-year buckets. We're talking straight up S&P, clean crediting strategies you all know, you're familiar with, and they're all 1 year. We're not playing any games, people having to wait, okay? So let me see here. I have a minute, so I might actually show you guys how quick, this will take just a minute, how quick it is to run one of our quotes. And let me make sure. I had logged in, and then it logged me out again real quick. Let me make sure it's showing it. I think it is. Okay, so here's our brand new portal. We just launched this. You can get to the illustration system about 15 different ways. You can get to it right here. If you want to run a secure savings calculator, you can get to it by clicking on that. We're just going to look at an illustration here real quick. So we're going to put in the agent's name. We're going to stick with Teton 14. He's going to help out Peter Parker. We're going to keep it all pretty simple. You don't need to fill out everything. If you have additional premiums, you fill it out there. We can keep going. We just saw annual point-to-point with participation rate looks phenomenal. So we're going to allocate to that. We're not take out any withdrawals. Boom. We run it, and right away you get information. We don't even make you create the whole illustration. Okay, right away we tell you, here's the strategies, here's how you allocated, and we have these interactive graphs down here below. So here we're showing you for the 3 different scenarios we have to run, how you would have turned out. And so we're showing you for the worst 10 out of the last 20 years, your $100,000 would have grown to about 147. For the best, or for the last 10 years, would have almost doubled to 197. And for the best, it would have more than doubled to 219. Okay, and we kind of go down and we show you the numbers behind it. One thing I like to point out is we show you what the S&P would have done too. So here, this is where I really like to point it out, is we would have had a 393 effective rate of return. Look at this. The S&P would have had an effective loss of over 6% every single year. That 393 looks pretty phenomenal when you see it compared to what the S&P would have done. And then we have these charts that I was showing you, and that's where you can kind of scroll over and see what those rates of return are. And then we have all the numbers, which we're not going to worry about today. But then if you like that, you can hit print PDF and get your illustration. If you don't, you just go back what you want to change it, and then go through it again. So pretty intuitive. I mean, I think that literally took us a minute to go through that. So you guys can get those quotes really, really quickly. Here's kind of how some of the output looks. It looks really nice. So let's actually look at the numbers from one that we ran here. This is essentially what we just walked through. One of the things I always like to point out is the 702 effective rate of return we talk about. That is our net rate of return. A lot of companies have those kind of rates when they run the historicals. There's different scenarios they have to run, but then what comes out of it? We have fees actually drawing that down, okay? Where on ours, that 702 is what is actually showing up here in the numbers. And here's where we get it from. These are the actual interest credits that we're showing. What I love about this scenario, it's a pretty reasonable scenario. We have 3 years where we get zeros. We have a couple decent hits, and we have a couple big hits. Now, we do start out with 1407, so that's phenomenal. But at the end of the day, I think this is a pretty reasonable scenario. It doesn't make me nervous that we're setting unreasonable expectations based on this scenario. So I really like how the last 10 years look. So this 10-year period of time just gets repeated just like on any other illustration. So here's where you see our $100,000 after all those credits would have grown to 197,067. Again, you guys, that's our account value. That's not an income account value. That's not a benefit base. That's the straight up account value. When we keep going after 20 years, our premium would have almost quadrupled to 388,352. And then we just keep going, and we're actually required to show all the way to age 110. So we show their $100,000 could grow to almost $3 million if they did in fact hold it for that long a time. We also go ahead and total the total interest that we would credit to the policyholder, so that's there as well. Now let's add in something else. Let's look at RMDs. So same scenario, same product, but now at age 70 and a half, we're going to start pulling out RMDs. So everything looks the same. We still have the 702 rate of return. We still have the same interest credits, but now at the start of year 10, we are taking out our RMDs, and the first year is 7,192. So after we do that, our account value drops from 197 down to 189. Look at this. We keep taking out our RMD. Now it's 7165. So we get that 14% interest credit. And what does that do? It means we took money out, but we still have an account value that grew. In fact, we now have taken out 2 RMDs, and we actually have the biggest account value we've had so far in the duration of this policy. That, you guys, right there, that is the strength of the accumulation engine right there. And this is why this can be one of the best RMD solutions, withdrawal solutions out there. It's not guaranteed, okay? We need indexing to perform. But if indexing performs, you can put up this income, you can stack it up against anybody, I think. So now we keep going. We're now at age 90. We've received RMDs for 20 years. We put in $100,000. We have received almost $285,000 of income. We've almost received triple our premium in income, okay? You would expect our account value to be gone at this point. On most companies' illustrations, it in fact would be. Nope. Our account value is even higher than when we looked at it before, and it's 224,364. We've gotten, what was that? 285 of income. We still have 224 left in the account value. When you add those together, the total benefit at age 90 for your policyholder would be over $500,000, more than 5 times what they gave us. This total benefit column over here is on every quote. It is the total withdrawals that have been paid out plus the remaining account value / death benefit. And we just add it up. So you can see right there the income as well as the remaining account value benefit to your policyholder. I don't have this highlighted, but I do find it fascinating to see even all the way out to age 110, we're still taking out RMDs. At this point, your client would have received over $660,000 of RMDs. And you guys, they don't have a lot of account value left, but they still would have a little bit of account value left even out to age 110. So again, that right there is the power of a true consistent accumulation product. Real quick, we're almost done here. The 7-year products are approved in 34 states. We'll be having some more state approvals come out here shortly. Same thing for the 10-year products. The 7 and 10-year, once we're done with all of the filing and everything, they will be in all 47 states that we do business in. Keep in mind, Texas, Missouri, South Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, some of these states do have the lower withdrawal charges, lower rates, and the 10 bonus has a 5% bonus. And then our 14-year, ultimately this product will be in about 33 states. Right now it is available in 22 states. Real quick, we are constantly just improving things. We're constantly trying to make it easy to do business with us. We now have a suitability pre-qualification form that's on our portal, or Laura and her team can send it out to you guys. This will help you with all of those questions. Would you guys consider a case like this? We ask for just a little bit of information, send it our way, and then we'll be able to get back to you guys ahead of time before you have to do all these client signatures to make sure that the case is in line with our suitability. We do have suitability guidelines out there as well. I encourage you to look at that. We are very reasonable in this regard. We also have little things like on our application, you can actually purchase the 7, 10, and 14-year products all on one application. You have to do 2 different apps if you want one in Teton and one in Teton bonus, but you can do, if you decide Teton, you can ladder your products all with one app, one set of signatures. We have large case approval forms. We have a great financial strengths document out there that we update quarterly. I already mentioned how your annuity will grow. We also have pre-approved ads that you guys can use with your clients as well. So again, we're just trying to help you guys as much as we can every step of the way. And the last thing I have to say is we're doing a super cool trip to Nevis in the West Indies, and we're staying at the Four Seasons, which looks absolutely phenomenal. I think this is a fairly unique destination. It sounds like a lot of people haven't been there, so we hope that you guys can join us on it. Our qualification period already started. It started April 1st through March 31st of 2020. $3 million paid premium requirement, minimum of 10 cases. We do want to reward people that are consistently doing business with us. All Teton production counts at 100%. Secure Savings Elite counts at 100, and Secure Savings counts at 50%. And the trip is next June 2nd through the 6th, 2020. So a year from now, we could all be in Nevis together. Also, we don't have a limit to how many agents we'll take on this trip. So if you guys qualify, you'll get to come with us. So hope to see you there. And with that, Laura, that's all I got.
Perfect. I'm just going to throw up the last poll question here. If you do want information on the products that Carrie just went over, both the Teton and you'll get the whole rate sheet. You'll get the product specific, state specific for your state. So if you are interested in these products and want the information, Allie in my office will send those out to you later today or tomorrow to each of you individually. And then I will follow up with each of you individually over the next few days to talk about any questions you may have for myself, or if we need to set up a call with someone at the home office, we can do that as well. So we appreciate you taking time out of your day. And Carrie, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And have a great Wednesday. Talk to you soon.